These roads intersect, on each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing, like night into morning. I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you like we used to. Guess I'm better off alone, never know when I'll get home, but I know that home's where the heart is. Guess I'm better off this way, moving to better days, but I know that home's where the heart is.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above our town, I can finally see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain hidden in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we radiate all over the world. We used to radiate, yeah, radiate, but now we're drowning. As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, we used to radiate, but now we're drowning. chase us down, but we will always win. Leading every dance, feeling every touch, and getting high in love. We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible. Don't you see? We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. I just assumed I'd play the part of keeping you in the right direction. No matter how your confidence may fall, I'll be here as your foundation. And I say, hey, yo, just let it go. Your struggles won't remain. And I say, hey, yo, we're holding hope and wake up yesterday. So hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me.
Gave you too much, now I'm swallowed. Now I'm the fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path that I follow. Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts.
so fragile, like it was built to break off the handle. How'd we get to this place? We're leaving everything behind for new and exciting feelings, but I won't leave you. Will everything we know be lost and changed for something new? Only time will tell, but I'll be holding you. I'll be holding you. I'll be holding you. I'll be holding you. I'll be holding you.
Standing on the edge of a cliff, realize there must be more to life than this. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Just grab my hand from heaven's end with me tonight. Trying to find our place in this world. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Keep your secrets there, hide them everywhere. Just you and I. Just you and I. Just you and Trying to find our place in this world. Yeah, we said we let it go, but we settled for the last. Couldn't let you want it though. Who am I to let you down? No. Who am I to let you down, down, down?
until we feel like it's enough. Oh yeah, see your
like a broken soul in a wonderland without angels. That is how I feel when the mirror shows me a stranger. Yeah. And I know they're just fragments of a world where your absence all I get to see. Take me back to the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm incomplete when you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next to me. Yeah, I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete. Yeah, I'm incomplete. Hey, 'cause I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty
these roads intersect. On each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing. Like night into morning, I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you, like we used to. Guess I'm better off alone, never know when I'll get home, but I know that home's where the heart is. Guess I'm better off this way, moving to better days, but I know that home's where the heart is.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above our town, I can finally see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we radiate all over the world. We used to radiate, yeah, radiate, but now we're drowning. As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, we used to radiate, yeah, radiate, but now we're drowning. you and me are born of regularities, living all the dreams, playing all the games, and getting high on love. They can chase us down, but we will always win. Leading every dance, feeling every touch, and getting high on love. We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible. Don't you see? We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. Keeping you in the right direction. No matter how your confidence may fall, I'll be here as your foundation. And I say, hey, yo, just let it go. Your struggles won't remain. And I say, hey, yo, we're holding hope and wake up yesterday. So hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me.
Gave you too much, now I'm swallowed. Now I'm the fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path that I follow.
but not today. Just stay. Just stay. Just stay. One more night. We found our way again. We found our way again. We found our way. A new place.
So fragile, like it was built to break off the handle. How'd we get to this place? We're leaving everything behind for new and exciting feelings, but I won't leave you. Will everything we know be lost and changed for something new? Only time will tell, but I'll be holding you. I'll be holding you. I'll be holding you. I'll be holding you. I'll be holding you.
Standing on the edge of a cliff, realize there must be more to life than this. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Just grab my hand from heaven's send with me tonight. Trying to find our place in this world. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Keep the secrets there, hide them everywhere. Just you and I.
Until we feel the love is enough.
Like a broken soul in a wonderland without angels. That is how I feel when the mirror shows me a stranger. Yeah. And I know they're just fragments of a world where your absence all I get to see. Take me back to the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm incomplete when you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next to me. Yeah, I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete. Yeah, I'm incomplete. Hey.
These roads intersect, on each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing. Like night into morning, I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you, like we used to. Guess I'm better off alone, never know when I'll get home, but I know that home's where the heart is. Guess I'm better off this way, moving to better days, but I know that home's where the heart is.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, I can finally see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain hidden in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we radiate all over the world. We used to radiate, yeah, radiate, but now we're drowning. As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, we used to radiate, radiate, but now we're drowning. of regularities. Living all the dreams, playing all the games, and getting high on love. They can chase us down, but we will always win. Leading every dance, feeling every touch, and getting high on love. We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible. Don't you see? We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. I just assumed I'd play the part of keeping you in the right direction. No matter how your confidence may fall, I'll be here as your foundation. And I say, hey, yo, just let it go. Your struggles won't remain. And I say, hey, yo, we're holding hope and wake up yesterday. So hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for the second qualifier leg of the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl. I am Shadeslayer, and I'll be a caster for this qualifier coming live from Rig Esports. We open things up with a Crash band, replied to by a Yorn band coming in. For the Croods, this is Team RIP versus the Croods, and Butterfly gonna be insta locked in. And the Croods, I know for a fact these guys have been participating very hard for the last 2 weeks, gearing up for this event today, and They're gonna open things up. Valentine, and last time we saw some amazing games coming in from leg 1, where we saw that epic 50-minute battle between GG Nor and Team Rocket, a cliffhanger of a match. And that game pretty much showed us all the in-depth aspects of the game, specifically how to control the Dark Slayer. So many fights pretty much ended around the Dark Slayer, and in fact the one that finally decided the game was one of them. And ooh, we're gonna see an Illumia pick along with Xanis, while Millen, I know for a fact this man has been playing Wukong in the past. He's been practicing that for almost over a week now, and he's gonna not waste his opportunity in picking that up. Waiting for players to load in. It's best of 3. The first match of the second qualifier leg of the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl. Team RIP versus the Croods. Let's quickly go ahead and introduce you to the teams. Blue team is going to be Team RIP Grak, played up by Saurabi. Thunder playing the Butterfly. Classified on the Kilgroth. Horcrux on the Xanis, and that puts RDC on the Illumia. While on the red side, we have the Croods. Artistry playing up the Valheim. Metal X on the Thane. Aero on the Arthur. Gak playing up the Tara, and then finally puts Millen on the Wukong. So this is the second leg of the 4 legs that we have in the India Valor series. Started off at LXG Bangalore. It's the second leg at Rig Esports. We're going to be taking a couple of weeks break. May 11th, we're going to be back in Blitz Zone. And the final leg up at X-Axis on the 18th of May. Followed by the wild card as well as the grand finals back at LXG Bangalore. Today, we have about 7,500 rupees on the line. Winner walks away with the lion's share of about rupees 5,000, while the runners-up get rupees 2,500. It's a lot of fun today at Rig Esports. So, even if you're not participating in the tournament, you're anywhere around Koramangala, you should definitely drop by Rig and check the action out live. Middle lane, we're gonna have the Valheim going up against the Illumia. Valheim, one of the most popular pub heroes, I'd say, while not as popular in the competitive scene, does get shut down pretty easily. Sarabi, this is something that we saw very frequently in the previous matches as well. The Grak rotating towards the mid lane, setting up for the hook. But Sujay does wonderfully well there. Dodges. He's sidestepping into the jungle. Again, something that I was talking while I was talking to the Croods a while back. They're telling that they're practicing on a few intricacies, like starting off early in the jungle, something that they weren't aware of even a couple of weeks ago. So they've come a pretty long way since then, and hopefully they can put on a strong showing here today. Top lane, it's going to be the Wukong versus the Grak for now. Just leveling up for the moment. Aero. Playing up the Arthur. One of his all-time favorite heroes, and I think since especially most of these players are pretty new to the game, it's very important that they do go with their comfort picks. The Xanis pings away, and they're going to straight away head into attempt on the Abyssal Dragon, completely uncontested here by the Croods. Middle lane. We do have the butterfly rotating in, just to ensure that the duo of Valheim as well as the Tara aren't able to dive on the Illumia there. Top lane might be setting up for something here on Sahurabi. 4 heroes in fact rotate top. Butterfly as well as the Illumia are joining in, and oh, they're gonna in fact draw first blood. Tandav picks up a second kill as well. Artistry gets caught out. A quick double kill coming in for Butterfly. Holy hell. That just went from bad to worse there for the Croods. First was the Wukong, who ends up getting caught, and the Butterfly as well as the Illumia just collapse in and close out that fight. A 0-for-4 exchange in favor of Team RIP. Bottom lane. We do have Metal X holding the lines on the Thane. They did manage to get some chip damage done there onto the tower, but still pretty healthy at half its health. Sujay and Arrow. They're gonna get spotted out here by Saurabi. Might just look to dive in. They land the hook. And with the Devourer there, clean up on the Valheim. This is a big problem with the Valheim. Doesn't really offer too much if he does get shut down, and with a couple of quick deaths now, Sujay is going to have his work cut out. Butterfly cleans up the Abyssal Dragon yet again. We haven't really seen the Thane join up with the team as of now. He's been holding out here in the bottom lane. In comes the hook into the Devourer, but I don't think he has enough damage here to close things out. Metal X is going to be easily able to rotate back. Unfortunate that the Xanis wasn't really... Oh, he's going to land a second hook here, and Xanis should be able to clean this up. 2 hooks in a row. Meanwhile, the side of the Croods are going to group up as 4 and bring down the Sentinel. 6-0, 6.5 minutes in. It's a good 4,000 goal lead in favor of Team RIP. The Grak continues to level up here in the bottom lane. 9.5. Doing really well for himself. Butterfly 3-0 with 3,700 net worth. Is having a wonderful game as of now, and red team pretty much grouped up now. They're going to be turtling together to see if they can find any opening as the Grak goes on the hunt, throws the hook. The hook doesn't really connect on that, but the butterfly is coming back into the fight. So is the Xanis. And they managed to drop the Tara there. 7-0. Not really sure, but I think this is pretty much the first time in the Bangalore Brawl that we are getting to witness kill growth. The red tower there in the top lane easily goes down, and
A red team tower has been destroyed. Onslaught.
they're just gonna dive in, milling this down. So is Metal Axe, and they just wander into the jungle there, walking into 3 heroes of Team RIP, the Croods. Definitely off to a slow start here in game 1 of this best of 3 series. 9-0, 9,000 goal lead, just 8.5 minutes into the game. And they have pretty much no resemblance of map control at this point. Team Croods, they're gonna have to play it aggressively to try and regain that back mat in the bottom lane. Wukong just gets blown up here. The tower should be going down pretty soon as well. There is the Arthur looking to engage back in, but he's pretty much dove into 3 heroes here. Gag just gets blown up. Arrow barely gonna be able to make it out of there. Same, however, can't be said about Metal X. He goes down.
A red team tower has been destroyed.
And with that, they're gonna start sieging into the base tower here. Absolutely no chance of a defense right now from the Croods. They managed to get the base tower, walk away safe and sound. (13-0). A strong performance coming in from Team RIP as the Croods slowly look to recover back, but they're so far behind in terms of levels and in terms of farm. See, the highest net worth being 4.1k on the Wukong, while on the other side we have Butterfly on 6, in fact Illumia on 6.3, Butterfly as well as the Kilgroth on about 6k. They managed to jump in onto the crack, but the turnaround comes in. They're just melting at this point. 2 quick kills. The Valheim is in a world of trouble as well.
Double kill.
Illumia comes in, and
Ultimate.
pretty easy clean up there.
Ultimate.
A 4-for-0 trade in favor of Team RIP, and they might just move into the Darkslayer pit here. No contest whatsoever. And with the Darkslayer buff, they're pretty much gonna look to close out game number 1 here. Charging up mid lane. Long range hook latches onto Gak there, and Arrow immediately gets blown up. So does Sujay. It's a 3v5. Oh, the second hook! This man misses absolutely nothing. 3 quick kills and ultimate streak coming in for Xanis. Legendary for the Butterfly. That is gonna be game number 1 going to Team RIP. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly with game 2 of this best of 3 opening match of the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl second qualifier leg.
I need to kick the habit that
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, I can finally see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain hidden in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we radiate all over the world. We used to radiate, yeah, radiate, but now we're drowning. As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, we used to radiate, radiate, but now we're drowning.
All right, welcome back to game 2 of this best of 3 series, the opening match of the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl, second qualifier leg at Rig Esports. I'm Shade Slayer, and this is Team RIP going up against the Croods. Team RIP with a strong showing, a convincing victory in game 1, a short-lived one at that, and the Croods are going to be looking to put that behind them and bounce back strong this time around. They're going to be insta-locking in the GAC. Responded to by Team RIP with the Valheim Butterfly. Wasn't really expecting that right off the bat, and they're going to reply back with the yarn for artistry. The Valheim, the last time around, didn't really do too much for the Croods, and they're going to be looking to switch things up this time around. Aero, however, will continue to stick with the Arthur, while Team RIP, the Thane Xanis duo, insta-locked in. Metal X will go for the Moloch. There's going to be a tank in play, and Millen looks like wants to give his Wukong a second shot. RDC thinking about going for the Zenil, something that we saw GG Norrell run a lot during their victory in the first qualifier leg. In fact, it's gonna be the Zenil locked in. Game 2 of the best of 3 here, opening match. Are the Croods gonna be able to bounce back here and force a deciding game 3, or will Team RIP shut it down with a quick 2-0? Quickly go ahead and introduce you to the teams. On the blue side, we have the Croods, GAC playing the Grak, Aero on the Arthur, Artistry on the Yarn, Metal X on the Moloch, and Millen on the Wukong. While on the red team, we have Team RIP, Tandav on the Butterfly, Sarabi on the Valheim, Horcrux playing up the Xanis, Classified on the Thane. That finally puts RDC on the Zenil. we've pretty much been witnessing Xanis, at least in the first qualifier leg, starting off in the jungle, but this time around it's a raw talent, so might just see him head into the lane. Into game 2 we load.
Minions will be deployed in 5 seconds. Prepare to engage.
It's probably going to be a safe lane Yarn plus Wukong combo coming in, going up against the Zenial. While it's going to be the Valheim in the mid lane versus the dual lane that the Croods like to run here. They always have Grak start off in the mid lane. While in the top lane, we do have the Thane as well as the Xanis going up against the Moloch. They're in fact going to rotate the Arthur towards the top lane and leave the Grak solo up in the mid lane. Horcrux. They actually are going to have the Thane and the Xanis just dual laning it out there at top. While middle lane, oh, the hook barely missing there on the Valheim. Unfortunately, could not get too much done off that rotate. Gak walking in. He's going to see the attempt on the Spirit Sentinel here. Arrow is going to get caught in the pit, but they're not going to further pursue that kill their team RIP. There was a lot of backup close there for Croods, and it would have been a mess there if they did decide to go in. Top lane though, the Thane almost getting dove on, but now there's a 4-hero group up coming in. The Butterfly as well as the Zenial waiting in the trees. Gak, I think he went for the hook there and didn't connect. They're gonna go ahead and start working on the Spirit Sentinel. Meanwhile, bottom lane, it's the battle of the marksmen. Yarn versus the Valheim. Surprisingly, we didn't see a contest coming in from Team RIP there. Happy giving away the Sentinel, but the Xan is just gonna dive in onto Arrow. Small poke coming in. Not gonna fully commit to that engage there. Butterfly, back into the jungle she goes. A very efficient one at that. And they're gonna be making quick work of the Abyssal Dragon as well. So props to Team Croods there. They have been doing their homework and they're setting up for a kill onto the Valheim. There is a TP coming in from the Zenial. The Hawk though brings back the Valheim. But do they have enough to bring him down? No is the answer. The Monkey King barely managing to get out of there with his life intact. Despite two wonderful hooks there from the Grak, they weren't really able to convert in onto the kill. The score stands 0-0 4.5 minutes in. Sharp contrast to game 1, where we saw Team RIP just absolutely dominate the early game. Isn't really the case this time around. 500 net worth separating the two teams. A much closer affair. Gak bottom lane, level 6. But this is what scares me. The butterfly pretty much uncontested has been jungling away. And we're sitting on 1.9k net worth. Wildline on 2.2. The Monkey King this time around has gotten the jungle and is doing far better than the solo lane, solo top rather, that he did go for last time here. The Zenil looking to initiate in, but doesn't really want to dive all that deep. Meanwhile, Yorn and the Monkey King rotating in through the jungle are gonna get spotted out by the butterfly.
A blue team tower has been destroyed.
Bottom lane, Valheim pretty much getting free shots at the tower there. As the Monkey King rotates in butterfly.
A blue team tower has been destroyed.
They're coming in for the contest here on the Abyssal Dragon. Leading the charge is gonna be the Xanis. And the Croods actually are just gonna back off here. The hook does land onto the Xanis, but they can't really follow up there. There's a lot of bodies from the side of Team RIP, and Croods decide to fight another day, and Abyssal Dragon gonna be stolen away by Team RIP. Sujay spots out the Zenil. Gak coming in for the hook. He misses out, and that's the opportunity for the Zenil to dive in. In comes the Xanis as well. First blood goes down. A quick second kill, as well as the Monkey King takes off all. Grak barely able to get under the safety of his tower there, as Team RIP decide not to further commit. But it's going to be 2-0, 7.5 minutes in, and a good 3.2k goal lead in favor of the red team. Long hook. The butterfly not really in range there. The Arthur does end up getting taken down. Gak rotates in just a little too late there, and third kill on the board for Team RIP, as they pretty much have taken full control of the map now. Very few safe locations for the Croods to farm up. This is pretty much similar to the situation in the early game the last time around. They lose a couple of fights, and the side of Team RIP immediately capitalize and convert it into map control, while Horcrux looking for the kill. The Monkey King though is gonna get dove on by the Zenil and the Valheim. They do clean up. Yorn decides to stand his ground and fight. Probably not the wisest of decisions there. He's gonna get blown up as well in the backlines. Melok is down. And that's going to be a quick 4-man wipe off the Croods. And just like that, we see a 7k goal lead in favor of Team RIP as a barrage down mid lane here. The second blue tower should be going down pretty soon. Valheim easily able to sidestep that hook there. The Zenil might just look to re-engage back if the Croods decide to overstep it here in the mid lane. 7-0 as Team RIP lead 1-0. They catch out the Yarn. Bad positioning there. Overextends, gets caught, and immediately blown up. Gak unfortunately couldn't land the hook there. And we might just see them. Oh, they might actually look to engage into the bottom lane here onto Thane. There is the Xanis coming back into the fight as well. So is the Zenil. The Monkey King drops dangerously low. Re-engage coming in from the Moloch, but the Moloch gets blown up. Butterflies back into the fight as well. And the Devourer can't really do too much. Only delays the inevitable. As it's a full 5-man wipe there in the bottom lane. Yorn comes back into the fight, but he's all alone at this point. 9 seconds before respawn as Valheim in the top lane takes the tower down. He's just gonna be able to solo down the Yorn as well. And that, ladies and gents, should pretty much be the end here. Moloch trying to put up a fight with the Wukong, but they're just gonna continue ignoring the heroes here. Yeah, they're finally gonna bring down Grak as well. And with that, Team RIP take a convincing 2-0 win here in the first best of 3 of the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl second qualifier leg. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. We should be back in about 5 minutes with the second match. Will be the Croods going up against Team MF.
These roads intersect, on each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing. Like night into morning, I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you, like we used to. Guess I'm better off alone, never know when I'll get home, but I know that home's where the heart is. Guess I'm better off this way, moving to better days, but I know that home's where the heart is.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, I can finally see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain hidden in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we radiate all over the world. We used to radiate, but now we're drowning. As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, we used to radiate, but now we're drowning. You and me are bored of regularities, living all the dreams, playing all the games, and getting high on love. They can chase us down, but we will always win. Leading every dance, feeling every touch, and getting high on love. We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible.
To ban.
All right, ladies and gents, welcome to the second best of three series here today from the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl. I'm Shayslayer, and this is the Croods going up against Team MF. Illumia, first ban coming in for the Croods is, if I'm not mistaken, game one, where we saw the Croods having to go up against the Illumia in the mid lane with the Valheim, and things didn't really go according to plan there. So this time around, Artistry is gonna be insta-locking in the butterfly, replied to by
Blue team's turn to pick.
with the Xana's Greg pick for Team MF. Cricknack as well as the Thane
Turn to pick.
for the Croods. So the Croods are looking to switch things up a little. Well, Team MF, are we gonna see the Joker for the first time in the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl? Yes, we are.
Turn to pick.
Arrow gonna go back to Arthur for the third game in a row here for the Croods, while Gak gonna be locking in the Omega. Final pick coming in here. They do need a support. They're gonna go with Para, waiting on players to pick up their heroes here. Game one of the second best of three series of the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl, second qualifier leg. The Croods versus Team MF. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the teams. On the blue side, we have the Croods. Artistry playing up the butterfly, Metal X on the Thane, Millen on the Cricknack, Arrow on the Arthur, and Gak on the Omega. While on the red team, we have Team MF, Kremnar playing the Xana's, Draco on the Grak, Anurag on the Malak, Blackwing playing the Joker. That finally puts Anzukin on the Para. A heavy tank line up coming in for the Croods. 3 tanks in that. Damage is going to be an issue here for the blue team, while the red team have a much better, well-rounded lineup. We'll see what the game plan is here for the Croods. Backs against the wall. They do need to win this BO3 series. If not, they are knocked out of the tournament today. And going up against the likes of Team MF, that's going to be a tall order.
Get ready. Minions will be deployed in 5 seconds. Prepare to engage.
I think this is pretty much the first time in the India Valor series Bangalore Brawl that we are witnessing The Omega being picked up. Bottom lane, Artistry is going to start off all alone on the Butterfly. 1v2 versus the Malok and the Joker. Top lane, the Cricknack as well as the Thane will be going up against a solo Pera. The Omega in the mid lane versus the Crack. The Arthur does rotate in towards the bottom lane to lend a helping hand to the Butterfly here. Malok, a lot of poke. Joker getting a lot of poke in as well on the Arthur. And that lack of damage on the side of the Croods coming into play early in the game. The Omega almost gets caught out there, but easily able to disengage. But Kremnar just gonna re-engage back into the fight there. Omega dangerously low. Draco might just look to go for the hook at this point here. And he does, but the Omega able to sidestep. Two heroes dangerously low here in the bottom lane. The Butterfly and the Arthur. Joker misses on the rocket there. But the poke is real. Top lane, the Xanis moving in onto the Thane. But the Puera is going to be far off, and in fact they do manage to draw the first blood in the bottom lane. It's going to be the Malok who finds a kill on the Arthur. Omega might just get dove on as well by the Xanis, but Greg couldn't really get in range for a hook there. And this time around he's not going to miss it the second turn as the Xanis picks up another kill here. 3-0 in favor of Team MF. And they're off to a hot start. 2K goal lead. Just 3.5 minutes in. The Xanis gonna be aggro jungling here, trying to get the red buff. Does have the Omega rotating in as well. Butterfly is gonna spot the Xanis finally. But there's only so much he can do, as there is backup here for Team MF at the bottom lane, where the blue tower is getting poked dangerously low. Just the Arthur for support top lane. We do see the Cricknack rotating in and getting a much needed kill for the Croods. The first kill of the game.
A red team tower has been destroyed.
Top lane. They're looking to keep pushing for more. Need to be wary of the Grak hook here, who doesn't really have too much in terms of support. He does have the Xanis eventually rotating in. The Joker as well as the Pura meanwhile have rotated towards the mid lane, as we do have the Cricknack jumping in only into the waiting arms of three heroes, and now Omega needs to back off Soda's Thane. A little late to the party here, but the Grak angling for that hook. The long range hook perfectly lands onto Metal X there. The timing couldn't have been any better. Just as the creep goes down, they're gonna re-engage back onto Omega there. Omega, no business hanging around, especially after the tower went down, and Cricknack, he needs to be careful here at this point. Might just look to go for the dive. Cricknack jumping in. Long range hook barely missing out on the butterfly. But they're already able to get some free poke in with the Joker. Zan is back towards the mid lane. All 5 heroes ready for Team MF, looking for this fight. We do have the Xanis moving off on towards the top lane. Pink's coming out to go for the Abyssal Dragon, and I'm sure that the Croods are going to be looking to contest this. No way they're going to give that away for free, and they rotate for a second off, and the Joker cleans up. They're going to engage back in though. They do have a man advantage, but Gak is taking a lot of damage here. Initially, Aero does find the kill onto the Joker. Might just be the fight that they're looking for, but they have 4 heroes who are dangerously low as Puera continues to kite up the Cricknack. Can he find the kill? He's going to dive in. Yes, he does, before he eventually does get brought down himself. A quick double kill here, as it's a 3-for-2 trade in favor of Team MF. They have a 5k goal lead at this point. The blue team tower in the top lane goes down, courtesy the Malak. They're just going to rotate back towards the bottom lane for the final outer blue tower. Aero does get spotted out here. Grak looking for the hook, is going to land it onto the Arthur. Arrow's in no man's land. Metal X has to re-engage back in. They managed to catch 3 heroes with the Devourer. The butterfly goes down, and so does the Arthur. A quick double kill, as 3 heroes go down on the side of the Croods. Malok there with the shock, latching onto multiple heroes and eventually bringing down 3 on the Croods. They're in a fine position at this point. 7,000 goal lead. Tier 2 getting worked on in the bottom lane. Uncontested. It's all the outer towers down, as the Xanis oversteps there, does get taken down. The Malok looking to re-engage back in, does have the Thane dangerously low, but he's going to let him walk. They instead bring down the Cricknack, who had dove into the back lines there. They might just look to re-engage back in onto the Malok, who's going to pop heal for the moment. Frontline's Joker getting a lot of poke in. Pretty much a standoff at this point, as the Crack looks for a hook into the base, fishing to find anyone on the Croods. Gonna be unlucky in this occasion here, as the Malok continues to push in solo at the top lane, but the Omega, who the re-engage back in from the Malok, is just taunting the heroes at this point. He's buying space as the base tower goes down. Sujai forced to engage back in, but the Devourer catches out 2 heroes, so the Omega goes down as well. The Thane and the Arthur can't really do too much at this point. A quick clean up. Ace coming in for Team MF as they take game 1 of the second best of 3 series here in the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl, second qualifier leg. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. We will be back shortly with game 2.
Yeah.
Alright, ladies and gents, welcome to game 2 of the second best of 3 series here in the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl second qualifier leg, live from Rig Esports. I'm Shadeslayer, I'll be a caster for this game. The Croods down 0-1 in this best of 3 series. They're just one game away from elimination, battling for survival. They're gonna be banning up the Thane here, Team MF, while the Croods
Blue team's turn.
are going to ban away the Xanis. Butterfly insta locked in for Kremnar. No surprises here. Grak gonna be picked up by Gak and Yorn by Sujai,
Blue team's turn.
aka Artistry, and
Red team's
Anurag yet again will be running the Malok, while Draco picks up the Azenka.
Blue team's turn to pick.
The Mganga as well as the Arthur comes back out for the Croods. In fact, it's not going to be Aero who's playing the Arthur. They're going to switch things around. It's going to be Metal X playing him instead.
Red team's turn to pick.
As Team MF, they're going to close out the draft, going back for the Puera Joker combo. Final hero locked in. It's gonna be the Veera. We have in fact seen Milan play this in the past, but I think for a fact this time around the Croods do have a much better, well-rounded lineup. But Team MF saw the Malok as well as the Joker the last time around. They looked very, very strong, and the Croods, they're gonna have to pull a rabbit out of the hat here to continue to stay in the tournament and force a decider. Game 3. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the teams. On the blue side, we have Team MF, Kremnar on the Butterfly, Draco on the Azenka, Anurag on the Malok, Blackwing on the Joker, and Anzokin on the Puera. So just the 2 changes there with the Azenka and Butterfly for Team MF, while the Croods starting on the red side, Artistry on the Yarn, Gak on the Grak, Metal X on the Arthur, Aero playing up the Mganga, and then finally puts Milan on the Veera. We do have everyone loaded in.
Get ready. Minions will be deployed in 5 seconds. Prepare to engage.
Gonna be the Grak heading back towards the mid lane. We do have the Azenka, who's also making his appearance for the first time. I'm so happy to see a lot of new faces in these matches today. Top lane, Yorn plus the Veera going up against the Puera, while they're gonna continue up with the Joker Malok dual lane in the bottom. Arthur taking in a lot of poke here from the Joker. Pretty slow start to the lane here as the Veera engages into the Puera, but he's been playing it pretty passive here. So close to the tower this early in the game. Don't expect them to dive for that kill there. Middle lane though. Does look like the Azinka is doing really well for himself as the Grak rotates towards the bottom lane to find that opening.
First blood.
Top lane, the Butterfly has rotated in and the Puera finds first blood. With that rotation coming in from the Grak, I did expect him to go for that aggressive play, but it's not going to be the case. Doesn't find the opening, but same cannot be said about Team MF. As first blood is drawn here in the top lane. Middle lane, the Grak dropping pretty low. Bottom lane, for the moment the Joker is just poking away long range at the Arthur and Maganga, and at this rate these guys can't really tower hug anymore. They need to back off, and they need to back off now. Slow comes in. Oh, the rocket doesn't really latch on. Top lane, the Veera getting dove on by the Butterfly, and that's a pretty easy kill there. Nothing the Yarn can do. The hook onto the Malok doesn't connect there. Sujay taking in a lot of poke here in the top lane. Meanwhile, middle lane, the long range of, oh, so close there to landing on the Azinka. So close yet so far. Joker has been getting in a lot of poke there in the bottom lane. Keeps throwing the killing joke time and time again. In comes the Maganga, looking for the initiate. The Malok dropping dangerously low. The Devourer does connect, but they turn things around. Gak does manage to finally bring down the Malok. They might look to go for more here. Kiting around. They find two. Gak wants to go for more. He lands the second hook. Can he find the Joker? Yes, he can, but the Butterfly comes in for the trade. As ends up being a 3-for-2 trade in the bottom lane. A quick triple kill coming in for Grak.
Shut down.
Wonderfully done by Grak there for the Croods, as they finally get a team fight win. A start of possibly bigger things to come, as the Veera does get spotted out here. Yarn looking for the re-engage back, but the Butterfly is not having any more of this. But the Puera is just going to commit in overextension. In fact, they turn around, get the kill. Gak though, close range hook straight onto the Butterfly. They do find one. Looking for the Devourer onto the Puera here. Unable to cut the distance. Grak has to fall back for now. Draco in the bushes as bottom lane Joker
A red team tower has
is just gonna be able to zone away the Maganga. Killing Joke just seems too far OP. Long range poke, so hard to sustain against. middle lane. The Zenka does take a little bit of damage from the Veera, but no harm, no foul. He's been pretty comfortable in the mid lane here up until this point. 6-4, Team MF. They have a 2,000 goal lead. Abyssal Dragon picked up by the Butterfly. And they might just look to engage onto the Veera here. Doesn't really want to overextend, but they do manage to catch the Maganga in the backlines. The Butterfly, easy peasy, cleans up, and they might just look to continue pushing on here for this red tower in the mid lane. The Veera needs to be very wary of the positioning, but Gak can't land that hook onto the Joker. Long range initiate. No real follow-up though. The Butterfly wants to wait on for the moment. Meanwhile, Arthur in the bottom lane looking to see whatever farm he can catch up on. 8 minutes in, the hook pierces through the Moloch and the Joker there. Joker might just look to re-engage back in here with the Moloch. Butterfly doesn't really find the Veera there. Two heroes dangerously low. The Butterfly just gonna dive and find one. Finds the Yarn as well. Quick double kill. And Gak needs to be careful here. Butterfly, yeah. No way she was finding a third kill there, as the Maganga does eventually get taken down, but the Puera goes down to the tower. A Zenka, couple of right clicks away from getting the kill. Not going to be able to do so on the Gak. But it does end up being a 2 for 3 trade, if I'm not mistaken, there in the top lane. The Joker has joined into the party as well. Top lane seems to be a standoff at this point between MF and the Croods. MF hiding in the bushes. As soon as the hook goes on, they manage to latch on to 2 here in the top lane. The Yarn comes back into the fight, but he doesn't have damage and doesn't have quick damage there, as they do manage to find the kill onto the Maganga. That's going to be the blue tower down as well. Arthur needs to back off, and needs to back off soon. 12-6, as the blue team has a 6,000 goal lead 10 minutes in.
A red team tower has been destroyed.
The Croods are getting pushed in towards their base at this point. Pretty much only the Veera out. They're going to engage back in with the Moloch. Instant assassination coming in from the Butterfly, as the Croods unable to find any counter kill in return. Arthur wants to go back in, but the damage just isn't there, as the Butterfly looks to re-engage back in here. Arthur, Grak, as well as the Maganga can't really contest that tower up in the mid lane. And now MF is going to resort to a split push here. Long range killing joke connects onto 2. Grak coming in with the Devourer, but the counter initiate is strong. Veera back into the fight. Grak does find one, but he's going to get immediately taken down. Puera Just one hit away from going down. Does survive. But at the end of it all, ends up being a 2-for-3 trade. 2 kills to the Joker as he continues to just freely poke away at the red tower here in the bottom lane. That's going to be the base tower down. Easy poke for the Joker. The tower extends and the Yorn with the punish there. The Joker couldn't really have come any closer there. Oops. Pretty uncharacteristic miss there by a large margin at that, as Azenka looks to re-engage back in Puera. They're gonna engage in onto Gak. Meanwhile, we have the fight going down in the side. Butterfly engages in, but she's dropping pretty low herself. Grak goes down as well up in the mid lane. There's a re-engage back in by the Veera. Veera goes down. In comes Arthur and the Maganga. They're not going to be too long for Puera to deal up with them. And this might just be the end here for the Croods. The red team tower goes down in the bottom lane. One hit away is the middle lane tower. Gonna get dealt up with pretty soon as well. And the dive comes in. Metal X on the Arthur. Easily brought down. Yorn wants to go back in. One final hurrah here for the Croods. One more hit coming in from the Azenka. Gets the kill. The Croods, though, they're gonna continue fighting on here. Nothing that the Veera can do. She's just gonna get insta KO'd by the Butterfly. Gak looking to come back in for more. Taking in a lot of poke. Gak just one hit away. The Joker picks up the kill. They're gonna get a full 5-man wipe here out in the mid lane. Respawns coming in thick and fast for the Croods. The Azenka finds one, but they do manage to lose the Joker there in that exchange. The Croods, they tried, fought valiantly, but in the end, the Team MF just a little too strong, weren't to be denied. They take the 2-0 win. Croods unfortunately get knocked out of the tournament today. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We will be back shortly with the grand finals, best of 3. It's going to be Team MF going up against Team RIP. Do stick around.
like a broken soul in a wonderland without angels. That is how I feel when the mirror shows me a stranger. Yeah. And I know they're just fragments of a world where your absence all I get to see. Take me back to the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm incomplete when you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next to me. Yeah, I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete. Yeah, I'm incomplete. Hey, 'cause I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete.
More than lovers, destined to find one another. Like lightning and thunder, can't have one without the other. It was raining in the stars. Oh, we can't be torn apart. We are linked together, forging fire forever. We are linked together, together.
These roads intersect, on each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing. Like night into morning, I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you like we used to.
Guess I'm better off alone. Never know when I'll get home, but I know that home's where the heart is. Guess I'm better off this way, moving to better days. But I know that home's where the heart is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand finals of the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl, second qualifier leg. It's going to be Team MF going up against Team RIP. Illumia banned away here.
Team's turn to pick.
Puera that they have run in 2 consecutive matches here. The side of Team MF.
Turn to pick.
So Team RIP waste no time in banning that away here at the start. Butterfly, Grak and Malok picked up for Team MF, while Team RIP gonna reply back with the Thane, Valheim,
Team's turn to pick.
Arthur, and the Zenil. Looks like it's gonna be another Joker here coming in for Blackwing. And Zokin thinking about locking in the lumbar.
Red team's turn to pick.
Classified will be going back to the Kilgroth, something that he did play in the first game of the first BO3 today. Players lock in their heroes. Game 1 of the grand finals. Team MF versus Team RIP. Do go ahead and let us know who do you think is going to take this match on chat. Game 1 as well as the complete BO3 series. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the teams. On the blue side we have Team MF, Kremnar on the Butterfly, Draco on the Grak, Anurag Singh on the Malok, Blackwing playing up the Joker, finally puts Anzokin on the Lumbar. While for the red side we have Pandav on the Thane, Sahurabi on the Valheim, Horcrux on the Arthur, Zenil being played up by RDC that finally puts Classified on the Kilgroth.
Get ready. Minions will be deployed in 5 seconds. Prepare to engage.
Into the game we load. And Zenil looks like he's going to be starting off in the bottom lane, going up against this dual lane that absolutely crushed 2 back-to-back games for the MF. It's going to be the Malok Joker dual lane. Middle lane, Grak versus the Valheim. With the Kilgroth starting off in the jungle, while top lane we're gonna have the Arthur and the Thane going up against Lumbar. And of course the Butterfly starts off in the jungle as well for Team MF. Middle lane, a Butterfly hanging around, looking to see if they can find an engage onto the Valheim, but Grak Long range hook almost still connects. But knowing that the hook is on CD is pretty much opportunity for the Valheim to get some free pot shots in. An early Spirit Sentinel going to Team RIP. The Zenio does cop a lot of damage there in the bottom lane. The poke, the long range poke is just so potent. In top lane, they might just engage into the lumbar here. 1v3, the Valheim has rotated in as well, but he's going to be able to heal back up and retreat back to the tower. One super tanky hero there, Draco, looking for the hook. Did feel a little forced there, and highly unlikely that he catches the Arthur. Bottom lane, they do engage back in though and find the kill on the Joker. The Kilgroth rotating in. Perfectly timed. And meanwhile, Butterfly might just look for the return kill here. She knows for a fact Zenil is going to be pretty low. The Butterfly there with a small whiff ends up blowing the ultimate there on a non-hero unit, and this pretty much gives the opportunity for Team RIP to go ahead and attempt the Abyssal Dragon. Easily picked up, uncontested by Team MF. They're going to just group up here in the mid lane. Butterfly looking to engage in. The long range hook does connect in with the Devourer, but the counter initiate buys space for the Valheim to just stand his ground. The Malok comes back into the fight, but he doesn't have the damage this time around. The Grak needs to run, can't do so. Kilgroth's back into the fight as well. Malok goes down and ends up being a quick 3-for-0 trade in favor of Team RIP. Meanwhile, more space for the Zenil to farm up in the bottom lane. The Joker not really having the best of times that he did have in the previous two matches. Has been a much harder lane here in the bottom, especially with the rotations coming in time and time again from the Kilgroth. Top lane, they do rotate in trying to jump onto the lumbar. The hook though connects in onto the Thane. They pull him in with the Devourer there. They do manage to get their opening kill. They want to look for more. And Classified is going to be able to turn things around onto the lumbar. Arthur picks up a kill. And the Butterfly does give up on the chase. Their Kilgroth though seems pretty interested in going back in, but Arthur not too close there to follow up on any kind of initiation. They just need to back off for now. 6-1 in favor of Team RIP, and they're off to a hot start here in Game 1 of the Grand Finals. a 4,000 goal lead. Abyssal Dragon takes the fall yet again. The Valheim giving chase does manage to assassinate the butterfly in the back lines. Valheim gonna hold his ground here, and he's just gonna jump in onto the Joker. He pulls out the killing joke, but that not nearly enough to bring him down. The Moloch giving chase here should be able to bring down the Valheim. The Valheim does manage to get the mini stun off. Can he find the kill? No, he can't. And the Zenil rotates back in as well to ensure the safe retreat of the Valheim. 1-8. Team RIP continue to extend their lead in game 1 of the finals. What a hawk there, coming in onto the kill growth, but the butterfly already having backed off though is going to cost Greg his kill, and it's going to be the butterfly going down as well with the Valheim coming in. Does manage to catch out the Joker as well. Joker, no man's land, overextends with one click, doesn't manage to pick up the kill. How does the Joker survive that? Don't really know, but it's going to be a 10-1 scoreline. Double digits here for Team RIP. The first blue tower still intact here in the bottom lane. It's going to be something that Team RIP look at closing out pretty soon here. The Moloch does jump in, and there's the entire horde coming in for Team MF here, and they finally do manage to bring down the Valheim. Wonderfully done. 3-man wipe there coming in. Perfect loop around. They lead things off with the Moloch up in the front, and they'd have 3 heroes rotating in from the side for the flank. And they pick up 3 crucial kills. A lot of space earned as well. Map control earned back. Abyssal Dragon not going to be long for this world as Arthur does spot out multiple bodies here in the bottom lane for Team MF. Valheim as well as the Zenil coming back in, but does look like Team MF aren't really too interested in continuing the fight in the bottom lane. Might just look to just go for objectives here in the mid lane. Completely uncontested, only the Thane. And I think he pretty much knows what's up. Not gonna head down there anytime soon. The Arthur does though. Into 4 heroes, and they're gonna re-engage back in to the fight with the Zenil. They find the opening effect. The Moloch dropping very low as well, and the Valheim just has all the space in the world. The Kilgroth finds one, finds the second. 2 quick kills. 4 heroes down on the side of Team MF. And that's pretty much going to be the base tower down here in the mid lane. They might just look to get some poke done in here as well. Looking for the finish. And yeah, the respawns are coming in, but that's not going to be in time. As Team RIP take game number 1 of the grand finals. They're just 1 game away from taking the championship here today in the second qualifier leg. Don't go anywhere. Do stick around.
In this world,
Yeah, we said we let it go, but we settled for the last. Couldn't let you want it though. Who am I to let you down? No.
Red team's turn to ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 2 of the Grand Finals of the second qualifier leg of the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl from Rig Esports. I'm Shadeslier, and this is Team RIP going up against Team MF. As expected, the Puera band coming in for Team MF.
Blue team's turn to pick.
Team RIP rather, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so Team RIP has banned that away. Illumia banned away by Team MF. Butterfly, Grak, Kilgroth locked in for Team RIP. While Team MF, the question is, will they be able to take this game and force a decider Game 3?
Red team's
They're going to open things up with the Zanis, Azenka, Malok, Valheim. While Team RIP go back to the Zenil Arthur. Final pick coming in for Team MF. And it is gonna be the Alice. We haven't pretty much seen her since the opening matches of the first qualifier leg, but she's made her entrance back here in the grand finals of the second leg, waiting on players to pick up their heroes. Game 2 of the grand finals. Will Team RIP close it out, or will Team MF force a decider? Starting on the blue side, Team RIP, Thandab on the Butterfly, Sahurabi on the Grak, Classified on the Kilgroth, RDC on the Zenil, and Horcrux on the Arthur. While on the red side we have Team MF, Kuremnar on the Zanis, Draco on the Azenka, Anurag Singh on the Malok, Blackwing on the Valheim, and Anzokin on the Alice.
Welcome to Arena of Valor. Get ready. Minions will be deployed in 5 seconds.
All right, we load into game number 2. Last time around, We pretty much saw Team RIP convincingly win all their lanes, and Team MF didn't really have anything to show for come mid-game. They went for the tried and tested heroes. The Maloc Joker dual lane in the bottom lane, which convincingly won the lane in the first 2 games. Couldn't really make a mark in the previous game, and they're gonna immediately switch things up. Greg back in the mid lane for Team RIP, while Draco plays up the Zenka. Long range hook, what a hook onto the Alice, and they're gonna immediately latch in. Do they have the damage though? Doesn't look like that's gonna be the case. The mini stuns coming in just a little too strong from the Valheim. They can't dive past the tower here. They want more. Finally, we do have the Zenka coming in as well, but the Valheim, perfect target prioritization there. Keeps the Alice alive. What a wonderful hook it was from Sahurabi to open things up initially for Team RIP. The hook lands onto the Valheim. There is the Alice, but she can't do all that much. It's just going to be a quick double kill here. The butterfly does find 2, looking for the Xanis as well. The Zenka closely watching this attempt on the Abyssal Dragon as the Zenil pops out of the pit. The Abyssal Dragon easily dealt up with, and 2-0, a 1.5k lead 3 minutes into the game. Team RIP off to a good start. This time it's gonna be the Maloc in a solo lane here up at top, going up against the Zenil. Bottom lane, do see the dive onto the Alice, but the Valheim plays it perfectly until the butterfly rotates in. Thando with the quick double kill. Just overextending way too many number of times. That's the second time that the butterfly has rotated in, and twice now that they've gotten caught unawares. Can't really extend that far out when you don't have eyes on enemy heroes. Middle lane, the Xanis looking to go on. Oh, bottom lane might just see an engage here with the rotate coming in from the Zenka, but unfortunately can't really find that opening there. The Grak has rotated in as well. The Grak, patience for now. Without the butterfly in range, they don't really have enough damage, but butterfly coming in, they're gonna open things up with the Devourer, buying time for the butterfly to get in position. Bloodbath catches out Blackwing as well. Blackwing's done for. Double kill to the butterfly, and it's just looking way too easy at this point for Thandav. 6-0. Team RIP. 3,000 goal lead, and they can pretty much taste victory at this point. Bottom lane. We do have the Zenil rotating in with the butterfly. But the Xanis as well as the Azenka have come, and Xanis spots out multiple bodies. He's just going to back up on the crack. Hook onto the Alice here, turning things around. But they do have the Devourer immediately cancelled back up. Valheim pops the roar, but he doesn't have a target to latch onto. The Xanis barely makes it out of there, but Sahurabi lands the secondary hook. Down goes the Azenka as well. That's a quick double kill to the Kilgroth. 4 heroes down on the side of Team MF, and it's a flawless start here for Team RIP. 9-0. The red team tower gets taken down. Up in the mid lane.
A red team tower has been destroyed.
Quickly have a look at the scorecard here. 601, 4,250 net worth on the butterfly. Just absolutely out of control at this point. Hook attempt onto the Xanis. It's already long gone. Butterfly easily going to be able to solo out the Abyssal Dragon here. The Valheim does want to come back in with the Alice here. But the Zenil, enough to force the rest of Team MF back there. Malok, we haven't really seen too much of this game. It's pretty much been stuck up at the top lane. Has managed to acquire a lot of net worth, 3.5k. Team MF pretty grouped up now. They don't really want to get isolated and picked off here. Middle lane though, Zenil overextends and they might just look to engage back in here. Yeah, they're just going to back off with the Arthur. Butterfly might have an opportunity here onto the Valheim. She has no eyes on the remainder of the Team MF heroes. Kilgroth rotating in just a little too late. 9-1. It's almost close to a 6,000 plus goal lead here. Rack looking for the hook, does manage to catch out the Valheim. The butterfly is coming into the fight as well. Wonderfully done. The CC is just way too good. Quick double kill to the Grak. Misses the third hook, but no harm, no foul. There's the entirety of Team RIP to clean up. Team MF are slowly getting outmaneuvered here in game number 2. Their go-to Joker pick didn't really work out in game 1. They switched things up a bit, switched out the lanes. But Team RIP looks strong, the Hawk. He can't miss a single one today. Here's Saurabi. Looking for more, finds the Valheim. Insta assassination here. 14-1 as they see high ground. He's gonna land yet another one. Malok is gonna dive back in. Probably the last stand coming in. Horcrux does manage to bring him down, and that is gonna be the legendary streak. Ace coming in.
Double kill. Shut down. Aced.
And that's gonna be the base tower going down here. The Valheim comes back into the fight. Greg lands the hook, and the Valheim is done for. Hook and a kill as they march up for the championship here. The final stand coming in as the heroes respawn back for Team MF here. They are doing a lot of damage here. Arthur does get taken down. Butterfly needs to back off, but she's gonna back off straight into the tower, and that's gonna be her streak shut down. So they do manage to pick up a couple of kills in return, Team MF. But their mid lane is in tatters at this point. Sahurabi has been just godlike with the hooks today. Has landed almost every single one of them. Meanwhile, the Abyssal Dragon does go down. The Kilgroth immediately initiating onto the Xanas. Zunil giving chase. They're trying to cut the distance here. They are going to be able to do so. The Azenka comes back in, and that is enough space for the Xanas to in fact back off. Nicely done. A small victory in the grand scheme of things though, as Team RIP have a commanding lead at this point, a 9,000 goal lead. Looking for the hook, is going to connect in onto the Azenka, but there's the re-engage back, and Butterfly finds the opening kill. The Xanas goes down as well. And the Valheim looking to see if they can find anything here in the back lines. Can't find a single kill, but I think he's done enough poke here to ensure that they don't push in for the finish, at least this time around.
A red team tower has been destroyed.
Team RIP looking super strong at this point. Middle lane, they need to ensure that they don't overstay their welcome here. Grak moving into position, finds the Valheim.
Ultimate.
And that's the marksman down right out of the bat. For Team MF, they might just look to go for more. An uncharacteristic miss there coming in from Sahurabi. We're so used to him hitting every single one of them. That might just have been the game there if he did land that one. Valheim on the sidelines for about 15 seconds. And he does land the second hook. But they don't want to hang around too long. Grak taking a lot of damage is going to be brought down by the Azenka. And they might just look to go in for more here. The Malok continues to give chase as the Zenil looks to back off. Butterfly does eventually get taken down. A quick double kill going to the Azenka. The Zenil does manage to jump over the terrain there. Malok feeling a little adventurous here. So is the Xanas. The Xanas might just have overextended here, but the Zenil Not the best of positions to re-engage back in, though. They did have the Kilgrath rotating back in. 22-7 as Team MF do make some kind of a defense attempt there. Top lane. They managed to finish up the last outer tower here, and that's probably going to be Darkslayer going down pretty shortly for Team RIP. They're trying to get in position to contest. They can't do so. And now the chase is on. They do manage to find one. Malok re-engaging back into the fight. Has absolutely no damage on him whatsoever. Valheim from the backlines can only do so much. They get the Devourer onto the Malok. Ultimate comes out, does nothing from Valheim, and the Valheim is gonna get dove on by the Butterfly. And that, ladies and gents, is gonna be a full 5-man wipe of Team MF. They managed to get the top tower down as well.
Red team tower has been destroyed.
And with that, they march into the base and towards victory here. Team RIP are your champions tonight in the second qualifier leg at Esports of the India Valor series, the Bangalore Brawl, taking down Team MF 2-0 in the grand finals. It's been an absolute blast here today. Team RIP and Team MF qualify on to the grand finals. This is Shade Slayer signing off. Goodbye, good night, see you on the 11th.
Couldn't let you want it though. Who am I to let you down? No. Who am I to let you down? Down, down.
like a broken soul in a wonderland without angels. That is how I feel when the mirror shows me a stranger. Yeah. And I know they're just fragments of a world where your absence all I get to see. Take me back to the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm incomplete when you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next to me. Yeah, I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets.